so that I can use that information to give to a sponsor and say, hey, check this out. This is how many players can see your brand on these rolling papers. Every month. They like to see monthly. And my hope is that I can get bigger companies, like Zigzag, or I don't know, whatever. Rolling papers was the one I was going to start with, to sponsor
That's clever.
the mod through product placement.
I've got a question, comment in chat. One thing worth talking about might be Iceblade's unique form of monetization for Cannabis Plus, which is pretty cool. What do they mean by that?
I have no idea.
Me too.
There was an issue. I think some people. So what I did, I didn't even think this was like I thought this was a good thing. Like, so I asked for donations. I asked for people to sponsor a strain. Be able to sponsor a strain. It has to be a real strain of cannabis. $45, I think it was, or whatever. And I only started this because actually, other server owners came to me and asked, like, hey, can you put in this strain? Can you put in that strain? And I thought it was a good way to make a little bit of money for the mod, as well as putting in a new strain. Like, I have probably like 50 strains ready to go, but and I always planned on putting more and more in, and like for free, like they'll be in eventually. But why would it hurt to say, like, hey, this guy wants this strain in first, because I'm only adding so many per, however length of time or whatever. So like, let's say I add 4 every month or something. If you want to add yours in earlier because it's your favorite strain and you want to see it in game, then donate to the mod and you'll see it. Otherwise, it will be there eventually for free, but it might take some time.
So what do they get when they pay their $45? They get to name the strain, or
they get to choose a real cannabis strain.
Mm-hmm.
So I give them a link to I don't know, some website, I forget what it's called, but has all the breeds and strains of cannabis, and they get to pick one that they want. Generally, these people already know what their favorite strain is.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had other people. Yeah.
That is a very, very smart idea of raising money. It's something we've talked a lot about on the podcast. The difficulty for modders in being able to raise money the same way the content creators can. And
I have a second.
And server owners.
I have a second way for raising money, actually, that haven't really fully initialized yet. So basically, it's product placement. I've used Damon Forge's API to pull data from the mod in the game from the users, so that every time they pick up a joint or like a rolling papers, I guess I was testing it with rolling papers. So every time they pick up rolling papers, it logs it and sends it to a server where I can, and then puts it into statistical analysis data website kind of thing.
Right.
So that I can use that information to give to a sponsor and say, hey, check this out. This is how many players can see your brand on these rolling papers. Every month. They like to see monthly. And my hope is that I can get bigger companies, like Zigzag, or I don't know, whatever. Rolling papers was the one I was going to start with, to sponsor
that's clever.
The mod through product placement.
That's very, very clever.
Your monetization is fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely mind-boggling. Like I've never heard anybody trying to do something like that.
A lot of other mods take inspiration from it.
I've been trying. It's been in the works actually for probably close to a year, and I just don't have the time or the know-how to continue with it. I don't want to. I don't want to approach some company as a freaking noob and be like, please sponsor me. You know, I want to talk to someone who knows what they're doing, and I've been trying to.
Yes.
You know, on my Steam page it says like I'm looking for a advertising manager or like somebody who might know.
A good guy who I'm going to recommend to you is someone we've had as a previous guest on the show, and that's Jordan Taya or Soma. The guy is he works with Stream Elements. So he knows marketing. He was involved in the original Survivor games. He knows DayZ as a product. I will connect you with him on Twitter. He will be able to, if not able to help you, he'll be able to point you in the right direction. He's a very intelligent guy. I think he will see the brilliance in what you are doing. And my money is on he'll probably help you himself.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. I'd really appreciate that.
I think you've opened up something amazing here, and you know, for someone like a Soma who understands this shit like the back of his hand, this is potentially a business opportunity for him. He could do this with more mods. As a way of incorporating, you know, someone does a food pack mod and has Coca-Cola and fucking other items and things like that, licensed and fucking, you know, able to be used under agreement. You know, there's so much potential for this. I think you're a fucking brilliant man, mate. That API counting how many times things are interacted with, and yeah.
Yeah, I hope to be able to do it with other things too. I mean, it does not only have implications for Cannabis Plus. Like if we make other mods, like my goal is to make other mods and potentially put that money back to, like back into the community, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah. I mean, that's
spend some on your fucking boys. Get some cool new toys for them.
No, I'm not allowed doing that.
Yeah, I mean, no, but yeah.
No, if my money can't come for this stuff, then my wife's not getting the money I get from this stuff.
But no, I mean, the whole, like I said, the whole mod as a concept is absolutely fantastic, and you've definitely absolutely nailed it in terms of everything that you've done with it. And
yeah, well, the biggest
we've discussed. Go on.
The biggest positive, in my opinion, is the server owners won't have to pay for the mod development, and the players won't have to pay for the mod development if it's being sponsored by corporations or whatever that have money to give.
No, I mean, I just look at car mods. You know, if they could get the actual companies behind them to sponsor them.
Yeah, can you imagine that? You get some. The only downside is like probably going to end up with like medium-sized companies, just because the amount, like DayZ is not a massively popular game.
No, it's not.
So yeah, I do have.
I think it's a pretty big game.
I have some statistics actually. I'll probably bring them up in a minute here.
I mean, the fact that you've even got an entire business plan is, you know, it's really interesting, and the whole monetization plan is really, really interesting. And, you know, how would I word it? It's definitely a very interesting take, especially in terms of monetization. You know, usually modders, they just leave their PayPal link in the description of the mod. You know, sometimes others will outright, you know, just sell the mod to somebody and just lock certain parts of where you have to get in touch with them. But the fact that, you know, your mod is free for people to use, and you have a path for people to support you in a legitimate way, which they can see some kind of return in, you know, like with the new strains. And, you know, the fact that you've got something, you know, in relating to companies. Oh, let's see this shit. I like the way you've got your ass class, but that's really cool. But yeah, so let's.
So this is just
cool.
There's a chart here that shows how many people smoke different kinds of joints.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your different joint strains, and then like how many people smoke that strain. And then these are cigarettes here. Mm-hmm. But this shit isn't working right now. But this is the big one here that shows rolling papers. And so how many times people have picked them up is the blue. How many times they've dropped them is the green. So like if they bring them into their hands and drop them. But basically anytime they cross someone's hand, this number goes up. And
Yeah, 130,000.
Just went up one. Somebody just picked up one paper. So yeah, this is the information I can, and I can pull out like, specific dates, and so that I can give the client like one every month. But this has been up now since March. So March, it's what, 3 months?
Right.
April. So, divide that number by 3, that's how many people saw it. It's not actually that much, right? It's like 40,000. And if you think about like YouTube, for example, gets like, I don't know, what do they get? A penny per 1,000 views or something?
Right.
So like, I don't know where this can go, and that's why I need, or like how much money can come from it. So that's kind of like why I need somebody to talk to about it.
Mm-hmm. And that's good that you've actually got everything there ready for that kind of situation. It's really, really good.
Yeah. No, I put a lot of thought into it. Like I said, I've been working on it for about a year now.
And it's your baby. It's your pride and joy.
It is, yeah.
I'm
love and hate relationship.
I think you're on a winner right here. And you've got a model that I think a lot of other mods can and should be looking into themselves.